What was your reaction to going up to the main roster to be a manager instead of a wrestler?
I was just in the zone, at that time. I didn't know that I was going to be a manager when I got the call. They just said that they needed me at Raw. But then when I got there and I found out what I was going to be doing and that it was going to be a constant thing, I didn't really think about it too much. I just thought about it being an opportunity for me to be on Raw. And I was paired up with Bobby Lashley, and Bobby was like, one of my favorites, like growing up. So I was kind of like, I'm not going to be mad at this, opportunity. I thought it was pretty cool. And if, I decided, well, not if I decided because it wasn't my decision, but if the opportunity came for me to, start wrestling on the roster, then that would be great too. But I was just trying to focus in on being a manager. And I think I was a little scared just because I wasn't really known as like a promo guy. So this was like a kind of like a new area for me to kind of shine. And I had to learn quick. There wasn't, hey, Lio, we want you to be Bobby's manager. Can you go back home and practice how to be a manager for 2 weeks and then come here and you'll be ready? It's like, no, I had to learn right then and there. Every week I had to be on my A game. So it pushed me and I liked it.
I just say one thing about that. I gotta tell you, and obviously the point of view to be Bobby's manager was supposed to be kind of a heelish manager, that mouthpiece that was supposed to annoy the crap out of people. It worked.
You did a great job. You were very good as the manager.
I had the Lashley in my head still. When I see you now, it's still there. But I gotta ask you this now. Look, you're still so relatively young in this business, and you brought up Bobby Lashley being one of the guys you grew up watching. What got you wanting to do professional wrestling, and who was a male or female, or who was it that you looked up to when you watched professional wrestling? Because we all have guys here. I know my guy watching it was Sting. Lyle, I know yours was, I believe, Shawn Michaels. I think you said Shawn Michaels was one of your guys. I'm not sure if Alex has ever told me his.
Mine was actually a faction. It was the Shield.
So there you go. So there's certain person. Who was your person, Leo? What got you into wanting to do wrestling? Number one, and number two, who was somebody you grew up watching and wanting to be like?
When I first started watching wrestling, and it was around the ruthless aggression era.
Mm-hmm.
So it was it was a pretty exciting time, and a lot of cool heavy hitters were on the roster, especially like SmackDown. But I think my go-to people that I would always say, just because of how they kind of like made me feel, just like simply watching the TV, the people who made me want to be a wrestler was Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero. Those are my three.
That's awesome. Alex?
So when working in NXT as the Cruiserweight Champion, was there any advice that you got from Triple H that was shared with you in the course of your time there? Because I know when you're in the back locker room, there's not as much time to talk, but when you do have an opportunity, like what's one thing that Triple H shared with you that's kind of stuck with you?
That's a hard one, man, because unfortunately, all the time that I did get with Triple H, I felt like it was us always kind of disagreeing on something. I wish that I got that advice from him, and I'm pretty sure that I did, but I think it was very generic, like go out there and kill it, or that was really good, or something like that. But any long conversation that I had with Hunter was always about where we saw me as my placement in the company. Like if I was considered just like a cruiserweight guy, or if eventually I was going to start working some programs with guys outside of the cruiserweight division. If he just saw me as that. So that was majority of the conversation. And just kind of like the biggest thing that always sticks to me every time somebody brings up Triple H now, which sucks, is the fact that he called me. He said this on 2 different occasions to my face, but he said that Leo, you're not a star, or at least you're not as big of a star as you think you are, and you're not there yet. yeah, that kind of just sticks with me.
I tend to disagree with that, but yeah.
I disagree with that.
I'm sorry.
I
we're not here to kiss your ass. We're here to be honest. I think we all can speak that I'll say that's crap, actually, because clearly he didn't see the big picture that you did, and I know Lyle wants to ask a question next, but the Black Card character itself shows that they missed the boat on something. They should have let you be more creative. They should have let you be more 100%. In your creative background. They really. You and I have talked off the air, Leo, about this. I mean, you're watching your Black Card character, and you have the theme song for your. Dude, do you know how many times I listened to that song over and over and over again in my car? And I'm just like, dude, this song is so good. I'm like, and I go to myself, and I'm watching these promos and the videos that you're doing with your wife and your kids and stuff too. I'm like, how does WWE miss the boat with this guy on a Black Card character who's like this? He goes from high up to being very dark and numb and can handle something. I don't want to speak on your behalf, but I just don't understand it, and that's something that I think we all have said on this program about WWE is that they missed the boat on so many creative ideas that when that person leaves, it really slaps them in the face and go, damn, we really missed it on that. But I just wanted to share that with you as well as my opinion on your character and everything and how good it is. But I know, Lyle, you had something you wanted to ask him.
After you got released, did Tony Khan or AEW ever reach out?
Oh, Leo.
Yeah. Yes.
Put him in a spot there.
Yes. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, he did.
You share what you want to share on here, man. This is your platform for you to share what you want to share, man.
Yeah.
All right.
For sure. Yeah, he did.
Don't hold back.
He did reach out to me. He did reach out to me, but at the time, I was out in Iceland filming for the challenge, and that was kind of my spot to come in and to play. But again, I was out filming. I was doing my own thing, and yeah, since that, there hasn't been another, I guess, opportunity for me to kind of come in, the right way. So yes, I have had that conversation in the past, but it hasn't come back up since.
So that leads me into the next question that I have for you is, like I said, you're working with, and again, this is off the mat with Alex Oslau, get him, Josh Silberg. We are joined by the current MLW middleweight champion, Lio Rush here. And my question is, I know Lyle brought up AEW. So you're currently working with MLW, and that's awesome. They are great with, they have so many buildings, especially like Alexander Hammerstone, yourself, and everything like that. These, that is another company that's really getting it, and I believe the Von Erichs are there as well. It's my question to you is this: I've seen you back and forth with a certain superstar in the Bullet Club, and that is ELP. Okay, and now we have a guy on here that loves ELP. I'll give you a hint who he is. He's wearing a Bullet Club shirt right now. And I actually have said, screw it, if it's Leo versus ELP, I think Leo kicks his ass. That's my opinion on it. That doesn't matter. I think ELP's a punk that needs to be shut up at times. I have to ask you this. Working with MLW, because you've worked with so many brands, it's kind of a two-parter. Which brand of, you worked at ROH, MLW, New Japan, now, all these, GCW and everything. Which brand have you felt comfortable working with the most? One, and two, when COVID is over, is New Japan in the works for you to go there and work with I got to tell you something. We were on this show. We thought of the endless opportunities that you could have. As great as MLW is, Leo, you know this, the New Japan Junior Division. I mean, the endless matches with ELP, Hiromu, Taiji Ishimori. I see you smiling because you think, holy crap, this could work. You know what I mean? Is New Japan in the works for you in the future? Have they reached out to you, and would you go there?
Um, well, as far as being my most comfortable, I think I would have to say right now GCW, just because that's a little closer to home. And
Sure.
uh, before I went to WWE, I was involved in CZW a lot,
Hmm.
and it kind of gives me that same feeling. Um, so I would say GCW my most comfortable. Uh, but my time in New Japan so far, with being in the Super J Cup, being able to work Bullet Club and my New Japan Strong debut was really cool. Definitely something that I've been looking forward to for so long now. Just being in New Japan itself is definitely a dream of mine and a goal that I feel like I'm putting in the forefront of everything else. I definitely feel like New Japan is somewhere where I want to go and where I want to stay. Just because, like I said, it's been a goal of mine before I even signed to WWE. And I agree with you. Like those matches in the junior heavyweight division, I think will really, solidify my, I guess, cruiserweight or junior heavyweight, career, and being, just kind of in that class of one of the top, cruiserweight guys in the world, since I have been able to wrestle so many different places and wrestle like some of the best junior heavyweights and cruiserweight guys in the world. I definitely feel like if I touch down in New Japan and actually be in Japan, then, there's no question when it comes to who's the best, cruiserweight or junior heavyweight in the world. I definitely think if I go to New Japan, my name will be in that conversation.
I think it already is in that conversation.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, once you and I'll let Alex go next, but once you step foot in New Japan, and of course you have to obviously talk with your wife and everything like that. Of course, you want them to be comfortable too, like you said,
For
because you have a
sure.
baby on the way and going to Japan. It's a whole different ball game going there. But you see somebody like Will Osprey who has grown into a heavyweight. Which, by the way, if we could get you versus Will Osprey, I mean, kudos to make that match happen.
Actually,
I'm throwing ideas at New Japan.
I actually
Well,
had
they
a
were
singles
supposed to do
match
it in
against Will
GCW.
Osprey.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I had a singles match against Will Osprey in 2017. This was in Cambridge, in England, for Southside Wrestling. Which a lot of people, they don't know that match happened and they haven't seen it, but there is footage of that match,
I
and
gotta see it now.
it was
Now I'm gonna look
incredible.
after the
It was
show.
incredible. It was right before I got signed to WWE, so
Okay.
it was pretty good.
That's awesome. So basically, I just want to let really quick before Alex goes to just letting you know when you sign with New Japan, I just want to have some royalties and become your manager when you go to New Japan. If that can happen, dude, I'll take my wife with me. We'll go to Japan. We'll get settled. She'll have to learn how to eat fish. She doesn't eat seafood, so it is what it is. Everything like that. So I'm just saying. Alex, go.
So my question is actually a two-part question for you. So on February 19th, you will be facing El Phantasmo on an episode of New Japan Strong. Is there anything that catches your eye when facing someone like ELP who's very quick to use his feet? And do you have anything to say to ELP looking ahead towards this matchup?
Yeah, I think ELP has slithered his way into every single last thing that he's accomplished. Yeah, and it bothers me. He's like the
Say it, man. What is he? You know it.
What is-
I don't know.
Scummy. He's scummy.
He's the scum of the Bullet Club. He's the scum of the Bullet Club. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting that rematch. And I'm looking forward to, picking up the W and showing people, because how great would it be? I mean, I've already done it with the last match that we had with the 6-man match.
Mhm,
But
yes, you did.
I pinned him and I beat the Super J Cup winner. So now you have to put in the question if he didn't cheat to beat me in that first round in the Super J Cup, would I have been the one to go into Wrestle Kingdom and face Hiromu?
Oh my God!
You
Can you
know, so
imagine?
Yeah.